A 19th century mass grave containing 450 vampires discovered during roadworks in Poland. A vampire burial was discovered in the village of Luzino in Kashubia after the remains of around 450 people were found when a road was widened near the village church. When archaeologists discovered the massive grave, they found that many of the bodies in the cemetery showed signs of the anti-vampire practices that were common in Kashubia in 19th century. The airy grave provided a grim look at the sinister practices prevalent in the region at the time, where belief in the return of the dead from their graves was met with extreme measures to prevent visits by vampires. The head of the excavation, Mackie Stromsky, said, "We found examples of the belief in the return of the dead from the grave, which could only be stopped by decapitation. It was believed that if a member of the deceased family died shortly after the funeral, he or she could become a vampire. Therefore, many of the bodies that were found showed signs that the frightened villagers then dug up the relatives, beheaded them, and stuffed them between their legs with coins in their mouths, believing that this could lift the vampire's curse." Stromsky said his team found the remains of about 450 people as well as large number of loose bones stored in 3 ossuaries. In about 30% the excavated graves, researchers found bricks placed next to his feet, hands and head of the deceased. In their mouths were coins, one of which was from 1846. Stromsky said, "Rarely we also have examples of decapitation after death. It was believed that if a member of deceased family died shortly after the funeral, it could have been a vampire." The church where the human skeleton was found was built in the early 18th century and expanded after 1945. At some point, the old church cemetery was liquidated and placed where designated in the cemetery where a large number of bones were buried in an ossuaries. Thanks.